Hello, all praise Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. I'm just going to do a quick video here. Is Obama the Antichrist? Well, a lot of people seem to be having dreams and things like that. First thing, or no, I'll start off with a question for you. So, we know that there's going to be an Antichrist, because it says in the Bible, it says about the beast, and there's the second beast, and there's the image of the beast, and there's the false prophet, and there's all these things, but there's going to be a leader in the end, which we call the Antichrist. So the devil knows this as well. The devil has access to the Bible and has read the Bible and knows the Bible probably better than we do, probably a lot better. I mean, he's in the Bible. So he knows what he's doing. He knows that he's going to make an Antichrist, and he knows that we know that there's an Antichrist coming. Do you think that it would make sense that there will also be a false Antichrist? I mean, if you were going to make an Antichrist, if you were the devil, would it be prudent of you, do you think? I mean, would you think this is a good idea to set up a false Antichrist so that the true Antichrist, the true Antichrist, can come in and get rid of the false Antichrist and then present themselves as the Christ? Because that's the way I would do it. I would set up somebody like Obama, perhaps, and then I would bring in somebody like Trump as the actual Antichrist would get rid of the false Antichrist, and then everybody would think that he's the Christ because he's got rid of the false Antichrist. So that's what I think is more likely to be happening, than that Obama is the Antichrist. And I say this partially because I think it's logical, but partially because I've been looking into QAnon and I see what's coming. And what's coming with QAnon, in brief, if you haven't been following QAnon, there is a vast conspiracy behind the world, Mystery Babylon, you might say. There's a lot of evil stuff that's been going on in the world. And Donald Trump and some patriots behind the scenes. This is the official story that QAnon is bringing us, is that QAnon's an anonymous source on the internet giving us information to describe the taking back of America and the taking back of the world from the evil forces of Satan. That's what the Q movement is claiming to be about. I think the Q movement is satanic. I think the Q movement is Luciferian, and Donald Trump is associated with this. It's been fairly rigorously proven that he's associated with the Q movement. There's quite a lot of people behind this, and if you aren't aware of the QAnon movement, it's a global movement at this point. I don't know how many people are involved, but it's probably in the millions by this point. And basically what they're waiting for is the revelation of a bunch of information. There are a bunch of investigations going on in America. Some things to follow, I guess, would be the Jeffrey Epstein case, which is, he seems to have been sort of one of the central figures in the human trafficking and pedophilia amongst the elite of the world. And then there's the investigations into Russian collusion, and the Robert Mueller investigation and that type of thing. Those two things are going, it seems to be the case that those two things are going to reveal a lot of information and bring about what is a so-called Great Awakening, or what the Q movement would call a Great Awakening, and a change in the world order. And it's going to be a big deal. And Obama is one of the bad guys in this movement. So I think what's going to happen, and I don't know who the Antichrist is, but Obama is almost certainly not the Antichrist, in my opinion, because what I see coming is a removal of the old order and an institution of the new world order. And then I think that Donald Trump he seems to be a central figure in this, and there's somebody else behind the scenes as well, like the QAnon person. I don't know who Q is, but I would say, people say the Pope is the false prophet. I don't think the Pope is the false prophet. I think the leadership of the Catholic Church is likely to go down. Maybe not, but I think it probably is, and there'll probably be new leadership instituted. I think that Q is probably the false prophet. That would be my guess, is the Q is the false prophet, and Donald Trump is probably the first beast. And then perhaps there's going to be another beast. The other beast will come up, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But as far as is Obama the Antichrist, I don't think so. He may have had dreams, he may have listened to other people who have had dreams, but lots of people have dreams about lots of things. It doesn't mean anything. So be careful about what you believe, because you don't know what's coming. And if you think that Obama is the Antichrist, and then the stuff plays out like I think it might play out, then you might be deceived. If you miss the rapture, you might be deceived into following the person who takes Obama out, which looks like it's going to be Trump. So be careful. I don't think Obama is the Antichrist. May Jesus bless you and keep you, and don't take the mark of the beast. Amen.